Hey everybody, today we got a 1988 Boston Whaler 18 Outrage with twin F70s in the back, custom painted to match the hull. A lot of really cool custom features going on in this boat. Take a look, I'll walk you through it. Starting up at the front, we've got all original hardware in this boat. The original cleat up in the front, all the marinium parts that were original to the Outrage and a lot of other makers in the 80s were super unique, they don't make anymore. The original stainless bow railing that's all welded, that's unique to the 88, 89 models. LED bulb upgraded nav lights, an all black rub rail on the sides, really sets it off nice with this brighter white paint. All custom sea deck inside from Castaway Customs. This is a kind of brown over a white, really sets it off nice and makes the teak really shine. Yeti 65 up here in the front. This hinges up forward, so you have full access to open the cooler up, strapped to the deck. So let's talk about the technology a little bit. While it looks really clean and simple up here, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, including this Garmin GPS unit that's got all the engine data coming directly to it. So you'll notice the Yamaha screen here looks just like those Yamaha gauges you might see on a boat, but you don't have the extra gauge and more wires and stuff to keep up with. This is really clean and simple. You have this page, it tells you all your maintenance reminders as well. You also can go out and you've got your regular navigation page, but still you have all your data going across the top, so you can have whatever you want coming from the engine. In addition to that, he also opted for the SiriusXM weather upgrade. So there's a little puck right here in the dash, giving him satellite connectivity, and he can have all of the information on the screen, knowing where the bad weather is, which is really useful if you're offshore. This particular gentleman wants to go way offshore in the Gulf and fish deep. So he's got a long run home or long run out. He wants to know where the storms might be on the way back home to be able to dodge them. This is just incredible information. It'll keep you safe. So beyond the technology is a lot of simplicity as well. They got the original Morse style controls, really clean, great feel in the hand, just a classic look and simple, all mechanical controlled, obviously, these engines. These are just some basic trim toggles, so you can trim the engines independently or together. You got your standard in-tank float gauge. It's a good reminder of how much fuel you have in the boat. When you have that paired with the Garmin, who's really calculating everything in real time, you have two real reliable fuel sources to know exactly how many gallons are left in the tank. Original destroyer wheel. This is a U-Flex steering system with the tie bar in the back, all hydraulic obviously. Got 4 pull switches on the front. Our nav lights, some courtesy lights around the side of the console. Bilge manual, just to have 2 bilges, just why not? So while this console looks pretty now, like it's just came out of the mold, obviously a lot of work goes into these. So they get completely recored, especially the feet. The feet are always rotten because they used to put just plywood on the insides. We record them with Cusa board, get rid of all the old holes, and really give this a blank canvas to start with before we start accessorizing it. And that way you kind of have this original design, but it's been upgraded where there's no more rot. For seating on this boat, this is something totally custom for this client. Originally, the Outrage had a few options for seating, one of which was a leaning post with some rocket launchers in the back, but without a backrest. It was good, it was simple, but this is just one step further, replicating that leaning post, but giving you more comfort with the seat backrest, some rocket launchers across the back, some cup holders, and then more storage up under this seat. This is really important, gives you a little bit more storage ability. Things that tend to get lost at the bottom of the center console can live here, and you can quickly, easily get to it. So this leaning post gives you a few different options to sit, stand, or lean into it. The most comfortable, I think, for me at least, is kind of leaning on this curve here. It really anchors you to the boat. You got the wheel. You can really use your knees if you want to. You can quickly stand up if you want to, or you can sit up when it's nice and calm and cruise. There's also a kick down footrest right here. So it really gives you the ability to kind of just cozy up and just cruise, really when it's calm, and you can have somebody kind of sitting here with you. Just a few different comfortable ways to sit in this boat, depending on the conditions you're in. So moving to these beautiful cushions, this is an upgraded option on this build. Incredibly cool silicone-based fabric. It's a really futuristic product that won't pink, it doesn't mildew. It's really, really tough and really tear resistant. It has an amazing texture to it. It feels very soft, but it's still firm at the same time. It's got 2 levels of density. So there's a closed cell EVA foam inside of here to give it its rigidity. Then on the top, it's got this really soft pleat. Moving to the back side of this leaning tower, so we got 4 tulip rocket launchers going across, 3 cup holders, a really solid grab handle so you can stand back here, especially when it's nasty out. This is the place to be. Moving down, this custom touch, this vent looking thing, something I kind of pulled from a custom Sportfish look, that side grill. I just love those louvered looks, and wanted to accentuate the back of this leaning tower with something kind of unique and one of a kind. Got our Yeti 65 here, that'll open up. It tucks up really nicely under the seat. Moving out here to these gunnels. These are new gunnels, but they are FEQ Burmese teak replicates of the original that we make in-house. Original Marinium hosspipe. This is actually the original rod holder from Lee's Miami back in the day that have all been re-chromed. The original stainless rope guard, original Marinium cleats, Yamaha fuel water separator with the stainless top. Obviously, it's a pretty wet area back here, so gotta have the stainless stuff in the back. Got our nav light holder for the light pole. Light pole is tucked up under this gunnel. You can't even see it, but it's clipped up in here so that it's really accessible if you need to get to it, but you would never see it otherwise, and it's not snagging, and it's tucked away nicely and neatly. Twin Yamaha F70s. Such a cool setup for the classic 18 Outrage. This is not about top end performance. It's all about mid-range, whole shot, maneuverability, and just cool factor. Not a lot of boats out there with twin F70s these days. Performance-wise, 40, 41, 42 miles an hour out of this boat, but it's really consistent regardless of the load. U-Flex tie bar in the middle there, connecting it all together with the hydraulic steering helm, PowerTech stainless props in the back here. Just a cool setup, obviously color matched to the hull, and it really makes this boat look super custom, which it is. We've got our MMD swim platform back here. This is the micro version that will clear this motor turning radius. Obviously it's really tight because we got the spacing that it has to be for this classic hull, and it clears by about 1/4 of an inch. Heck of an install, but serves the purpose, gives the client the swim platform they wanted, and you got all the boxes checked. So beyond all the pretty stuff, what's most important is the restoration process. Obviously these boats get completely stripped when they come in. The 18 Outrage, or all the Outrages for that matter, all have the same problem with the internal fuel tank, either leaking, corroding, or just getting wet over time. So obviously these boats get new fuel tanks, glass them in, make a nice lid on top of them so that there's no more water intrusion issues once it's glassed in. And it also gives the ability for the water to flow on that top of the fuel tank and out to the bilge so it doesn't get stuck around it. All the non-skid obviously comes off, the deck gets re-cored, all the things that all these Outrages pretty much need happen, and then you get the fun stuff on top of it. On the exterior, a couple cool things going on here. Obviously our oyster white exterior, but there's 2 layers of bottom coatings in this boat. There's a VC Performance, which gives it that really hard epoxy-based undercoating. On top of that is Hullmax Clear. It's a really cool new product that just came out in the market the last couple of years. It's a clear anti-fouling bottom coating that has 0 performance loss. It's a nice upgrade option to have for somebody who might want to leave it in the water weekly, monthly, or just overnight. You don't have that nasty scum line that you can't get off the boat. So that wraps up this 18 Outrage build. I love it. Michael, you're gonna love it. Thank you so much for the build. This boat is so unique, so special, so uniquely yours, and so perfect for that Port St. Joe area in the Panhandle. Everybody else, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.